Hey guys, Mimic here with another video. On this video, it is a highly requested video, so I wanted to make sure I put this content out for you guys. Thanks so much for the recommendation. This video is going to be about Greatsword Dagger, and I'm going to be talking about the Greatsword skills, the Dagger skills, the Greatsword passives, the Dagger passives, and then finally the combo that I use in my openings in PvP and PvE. Without further ado, let's jump straight into the video. So Greatsword skills. Okay, so you're gonna press K, it's gonna bring up your skill bar. Now I'm gonna go through each skill quickly because I don't want to drag it on too long, but then I'm gonna tell you, and then I'm gonna go into like why I use them in my kit. So right here, I'm actually maining right now Dagger Greatsword. I'll get into why I'm doing that in a second, but essentially the first skill that you're gonna get is called Valiant Brawl, and technically this skill it's like a DPS filler. So you're gonna do this every time the skill is up. You're gonna use it. It's gonna attack 4 times. It's gonna do damage, base damage plus more damage. If there's any other enemies within the skill's range, that damage gets spread out between the enemies, and then that last attack that you do in the flurry is gonna do 427% of the base damage plus 84 damage. You can see in the very bottom there, if you turn this into a blue or rare skill, because all these skills start at green, if you turn it to a rare skill, you're gonna get a 4th attack. So instead of 3 attacks, you're gonna get a 4th one. And then if you turn it to purple, which mine is +2 purple, you're going to get an additional last attack damage up to 74% of the base damage if attacking multiple targets. So it's just going to make the attack a lot more stronger. And let me show you what it looks like really quick on this test dummy here. So this is Valiant Brawl right here. That's the skill right there. Okay, pretty cool little skill there. Pretty much you just use it as you're brawling with your target. If they're stunned, if they're on the ground, if you have them CC'd, you're just using it to put some damage on the target. I'm gonna give it to you guys one more time. See here. So that's what it looks like. Pretty cool. And then let's take a look here. Next skill is Precision Dash. Now this is a gap closer. If you just read there, charges at the target dealing damage equal to 110% of base damage, and then it increases damage by 16 for every meter that you dash to the target. So this is a dash, right? It's like it's one of the only 2 dashes that Greatsword gets. It's a really great gap closer. It's awesome if you see that you're getting kited by like a ranger or something and you need to close the distance. Use the dash. It's gonna put them right, you're gonna just dash right to them. Let me show you what that looks like real quick. Here it is. Boom. So it's really nice. Dash and gap closer. It's great in PvP. It's great to it's a great opening to set up the rest of your damage. The third attack is probably the main attack in this entire kit. It's my setup. Everything around Greatsword is based on stun. So this is a stunning blow damage skill, and it deals 150% of base damage with an 80% chance to stun the target for 3.5 seconds. So you're pretty much just gonna I'll go into the combo later, but I like to dash in and then I hit them with the stunning blow. That's the stunning blow right there. So you go in, you stun them as soon as you're right on top of them, and then you're gonna hit them with your next skill. I'll show you what the stunning blow looks like in a second, because I kind of did 2 skills there, but it's a long cooldown. It's like 25 seconds. It's a very long cooldown. And then after stunning them, you're gonna hit them with death blow. This is a big damage skill in your kit. If you read there, deals damage equal to 440% of base damage plus an additional 193, deals an additional 30% more damage to stunned, binded, or sleeping targets. And then if you get it to epic, which it's epic now +2, you'll read there at the very bottom, deals bonus damage equal to 60% of the base damage. So this single spell here is like most your damage, because you're going to be stunning people and then you're going to be hitting them with death blow right after. Okay, and then here is the stun. This is what it looks like. Boom, right there. And then this is death blow right here. Boom. So you can see it's like a cool spinning type of attack, and you do that right after they're stunned. Now The next skill that I have here is called Ascension Slash, and it deals 210% of base damage plus 54, and then it inflicts collision prone to bind, sleep, or stun targets. So, and it's an 80% chance. As of course, as you level it higher and higher, you can see there it's going to do more damage. Now, what this does is while they're stunned, while you have them stunned, if you hit them with precision with that skill, Ascension Slash, which looks like this, it's like an uppercut. Your sword, like you like do an uppercut with your sword. If you hit them with that while they're stunned, it makes them fall to the ground on their back. Okay, and that's huge too because it extends the CC, it extends their stun, it extends the time that they are not attacking you. So that's kind of what you want to do. You want to just keep them CC'd the whole time. My next skill is a dagger skill. It's knife throwing. This is the only skill that I have in my kit that's not purple yet, but I'll get it purple probably tomorrow. I've just been sleeping on it, been doing other things. But essentially you throw a few daggers. If the dagger makes contact with the enemy, it's going to have an 80% chance of decreasing the target's movement speed by 47.5%, and it's going to stop incoming heal by 60% for 6 seconds. So the way I use it, and I'm going to do my entire rotation for you and explain what my rotation is, and then we're going to get into the passives. But the way I use this is essentially once I've bursted my target, I fly to them with the precision dash, I get some damage on them with Valiant Brawl, I stun them, I hit them when they're stunned, and then I make them fall to the ground. As they're about to get up, I hit them with this throwing knife. And the reason is because when they're getting up, they're going to have all their skills up because they haven't attacked you. They haven't used anything on you yet. They've been stunned the whole time. There's a chance they're going to try to sleep you. There's a chance they're going to try to bind you. They're going to try to do something to get away. So I hit them with throwing knife as they're getting up so that they're slow. So that if they do try to get away, they're slow for that 6 seconds, and it gives me time to get closer to them. Usually people that are CC'd with like some type of slow spell are panicking because they're going slower and they don't know what's going on, and they start to panic. So I use it kind of like it's kind of like an insurance for me to keep them close to me, okay, in case I get CC'd. And of course, before I do any of that, we're going to talk about one of the coolest things that you get as far as Dagger, Greatsword, or Greatsword Dagger is your poison spell. So Inject Venom, you pretty much start this before you even start fighting. So you proc this, it's gonna make all your attacks have poison, and the effect to all attacks for 9 seconds. So the poison lasts 6 seconds and deals damage equal to 3.3% of base damage plus 2 per stack, and then each second while stopping health regen. So they can't regen their health at all. It stops them from regenerating health, and it stacks up to 20 times. So this is a huge tick. I'm telling you, it eats life. Like if you can get max 20 procs on someone, their health is going to be getting chunked just with the poison. It's a great asset for Dagger, Greatsword, Greatsword Dagger, or any kit, bow dagger. Anyone who's using Dagger, the Inject Venom is huge because it keeps damage on the target for a while. Okay, this is Predatory Strike. This is probably one of my favorite skills in the kit, simply because the cooldown. It's only a 5.6 second cooldown. So it's really quick, and it does a ton of damage. So let me show you what the knife throw looks like first, because I didn't show you that. Looks like this. You just throw some knives, and then let me show you what the poison looks like. So you just tap it. It's gonna put poison right there. So I've got poison, and then this is the Predatory Strike right here, right there. I just kind of like hit you with both dagger hands really quick, and look, it's already up again. I can do it again. So it's really, you see how much damage I did there, and I can just do it over and over and over. So Predatory Strike's like, it's bar none like one of my favorite skills in the kit because of the cooldown time. Now my opening for when I'm PvPing is going to be my Shadow Strike. This is, if you played WoW, it's just like the Shadow Strike on WoW. You're going to pretty much teleport to the enemy. You're going to come up behind them, and if you look at this skill up here, you can see that when you first get it, it just moves behind a target and deals 200% of base damage, and that's all it does. It's just going to do damage at first. When you turn it into a blue skill, it's going to add the bind effect to the target with a 60% chance for 2 seconds. So you're actually going to appear behind them, you're going to bind them, they can't move or do anything. And if you get this to epic, which is where I'm at +2 epic right now, you're actually going to inflict the silence with a 60% chance for 6 seconds. So they're not even going to be able to attack you for 6 seconds. Now it's kind of a waste, because if you do that and then you're stunning them and everything, they're going to be silenced, but they're going to be stunned and they're going to be CC'd. So it's kind of like a waste of using it for an opening, but it's a great gap closer. And there's a specific reason why I like using Shadow Strike. And this is what it looks like right here. See, you just literally teleport behind someone, and then it's gonna bind them and silence them there. Really cool skill. Right after I do that, I'm gonna hit them with ankle strike. Ankle strikes are a great skill too. You can read there, it deals 210% of base damage plus 12 damage and inflicts collision prone with an 80% chance against binded targets, slept, or stunned targets. And it's got an 80% chance currently at +1 epic. So what I'm doing is I'm shadow striking, and then right after I shadow strike, I hit him with it. There it is right there. That's the ankle strike. So what happens is you fly to them with shadow strike, you hit them with ankle strike, and they're gonna fall to the ground, and that just CCs them. That's 1 CC there. So that's how I open up. You know, if they're far away from me and my shadow strike is up, I'm always going to teleport like this, because it's a gap close, and it's a pretty quick cooldown. It's only 10 seconds. And then I hit them with the ankle strike right after. They're going to fall to the ground. And then I hit them with my final skill in the entire kit, Brutal Incision. This thing is deadly, to say the least. Look, if you read it here, it's going to say here, deals 620% of base damage plus 159, increases critical hit by 600 when the target's remaining health is 50% or less, and then the critical damage is increased by 40%, because I have this on epic. So this is like the final like big burst damage that you can do as they're already under 50 health. And the reason I have this at the very end of my kit is because by the time I'm done doing everything and CCing them, when I finally get here, they're already under 50% health. And the way I do my kit is literally the way you see it here, left to right. I first I proc this, and then I start here. I precision dash. I'm gonna then hit him with Valiant Brawl, and then I'm gonna go 3, 4, 5, and then R. And then I'm gonna hit him with C. And then if I've already done this, I've already done it. If I need to get away, like if I know they're getting up and they have more than 50% health and there's enemies around, I'm just gonna hit Vanish, and it's gonna get me out. And my Vanish is good for 7 or 8 seconds, I believe here. Let me take a look what it's good for. 7.5 seconds. So 7.5 seconds grants me way more time than I need to get back into my friendly lines, where I can heal and recuperate and then wait for cooldowns to come up. So let me show you guys the full rotation. And then we're going to talk about passives. So I'm going to hit my poison, and then I'm going to start the rotation. A little scuffed, but you get the idea. I pretty much am just going to be staying on target. They're going to be CC'd the whole time. When they get up, I'm going to hit them with Shadow Strike. I'm going to CC them again. I'm going to hit them with, the blades. Make sure that when they get up, they're very slow. And then I'm going to hit them with, I'm going to stay on top of them with the, with this attack here, which is my, Predatory Strike. So this is just going to continue to do damage to them while I'm on them, and then I'm going to be auto attacking. I'm going to hit them with another Predatory Strike. It's just the same rotation over and over and over. And then if things get heated or I get targeted by multiple targets and I'm taking a lot of damage, I just get out with Vanish, and then I reset my cooldowns and I come back in. So like if I'm invisible, I come in with Shadow Strike again, do it again, drop them on the ground. I'm gonna hit them with the stun. I'm gonna do the big damage. I'm gonna make them fly to the ground, do some Valiant Brawl there, hit them with Predatory Strike, slow them down when they get back up, So it's, you know, it's the same rotation. You're gonna do it a lot, and it's just gonna, you know, you'll get accustomed to doing it. You won't even have to look down at your skill bar because you're gonna know what to do. So let's talk about the passives that I take. So when I'm PvPing, I take this passive. This is a great passive, Robust Constitution. It's going to give you max health increase by 1400, and then it's going to give you some health regen. If you look at the rare there, the health regen is the plus 28 that you get when it's blue, and then when you turn it to epic, which I have mine at epic, it's going to give you an additional 350 health. So this is just like giving me more health, more survivability. The second skill, this is huge, very good in your kit. It's called Vital Force. So melee range magic hit increases by 1.7, and then stun chance increases by 0.425, and skill damage boost increases by by 0.25 per every 100 of your current health. So for the more health you have, the more damage you actually do. That's pretty much what this is. And if you look there at the rare, the stun chance is up 0.425 for every 100 of current health, and then if you get it to epic, which mine is epic, your skill damage boost is 0.25 for every 100 current health. So Vital Force literally synergizes. Like, it's probably the best passive. It's one of the best passives in my opinion for Greatsword because of what it's doing. It's just making you stronger the more health you have, and it's giving you more stun chance. Everything around Greatsword is all about stun chance. My third passive here is Cold Warrior. Increases melee, ranged, and magical critical hit by 315, and melee, range, and check this out, magic heavy attack chance by 75 against stun targets. And then my critical hit right now is 315. You can see that the epic, melee, range, and magical critical hit is plus 75 against stun targets. So you do a lot of damage against stun targets. That's the whole synergy with Greatsword, is keeping them stunned. I also have, and then switching to Dagger, I use this because of the Vicious Fangs. Is attacking targets afflicted by your poison increases your melee, range, and magical hit critical hit by 222. So obviously I'm using poison, they're getting poisoned. Every time I attack them, it's going to increase my magical and my melee critical hit. So I'm just buffing, it's making me crit more, in other words. That's why I take this passive. My other passive, obviously, is poison. Increases your poison duration by 43% and poison damage by 11% during the day, and increases poison damage by 43% at night. And you can see here, once you get this to purple or epic, you're going to get your poison damage is up 11% in the daytime too. So it's just making my poisons that more deadlier, and it's making me do more damage over time. So I've got that max purple as well. The next passive that I've got here is huge as well. Increases melee, range, and magical critical hit by 250. You can see here, when you get it to rare, you get an additional melee, range, and magical critical hit by 50, and when you get it to epic, you get an additional 50 on top of that. So I'm stacking a lot of crit because I like to hit big, I like to do big numbers, I like to do big damage, I like to burst, and I like to get out. So this is needed in my kit so that I can be as strong as I can. The next passive is Wrathful Edge. This is a flat base increases critical strike damage by 14%. So this is huge. If I had this to 18%, my damage would be crazy, and I'm actually need to work on this, but it just costs so much Marins that I just haven't had time to really pump this up. But this is like a flat critical damage buff. If you want to do more damage, buff this as soon as possible. You can see there it goes up to 18%, which is crazy. So that's in my kit. And then the final passive that I have for Dagger is this one, Shadow Walker. Increases range and magic evasion by 600, and damage reduction increases by 14 for 6 seconds after using a mobility skill. And then you can see once you get this to epic, the damage reduction is 14 for the duration of that 6 seconds. And it's very key that you guys understand that it increases ranged and magic evasion by 600 after you use a mobility skill. Now check this out. That dash that I do when I first start is a mobility skill. My Shadow Strike is a mobility skill. So essentially, when I am engaging the fight, I'm engaging it with more evasion. I proc the evasion right off the bat, and I have damage reduction sustaining me in the fight for those first 6 seconds. So this synergizes really well with my build, because when I jump into the fight with my mobility, when I'm going into the fight with my Shadow Strike, this is going to keep me evading range damage and evading magic damage and having damage reduction for that period of 6 seconds. And honestly, it takes me less than 6 seconds to kill someone. So I'm pretty much, I've got that extra buffer of time in case I am getting hit in the back or there's other targets attacking me while I'm attacking my primary target. It's just going to keep me in the fight a little bit longer. There's other passives and there's other skills that I don't use. I'm not going to talk about that in this video. I wanted to make a video about what I'm using because that's what you guys wanted to see. So that's my entire kit. That's what I use. And that's how I play the game. I'm just very bursty. I'm gonna be looking for targets that are low health or maybe are running away from the front lines that I can attack on the flank sides that aren't looking at me. Like if let's say this is an enemy and he's looking this way, right? I'm gonna come from this side over here where he's not looking, because I don't want him to block any of my stuff. And I'm just gonna come in, I'm gonna hit him with the dash, right? I'm gonna hit him with the dash, then I'm gonna hit him with the stun, boom. Then I'm gonna hit him with the big damage after the stun, okay? Then I'm gonna make him fly up in the air. Now he's on the ground. Then I'm gonna hit him with the R. So when he gets up, he's slowed. And when he gets up, I'm gonna hit him with the Shadow Strike. And then I'm gonna make him fall on the ground again. And then I'm gonna hit him with my execute damage. And then by the time he's on the ground, if he's somehow still alive, I'm gonna hit him with the Predatory Strike, which is that big damage that I have that refreshes after 5 seconds. So it's extremely bursty. It's got a lot of mobility. Again, if I get targeted by multiple targets, I can get out with Banish and everything is good. And by the time I come back into the fight, all my cooldowns are up again. Greatsword Dagger or Dagger Greatsword is a lot of fun. And real quick before I end the video, I know this was a longer video. The reason I am Dagger Greatsword right now and not Greatsword Dagger is because of this. My dagger gives me base damage plus 41 for 3 seconds upon using any mobility skill. And that has to be, if you're going to take advantage of a weapon passive, that weapon passive has to be your primary weapon. So I have to have my daggers out. And I did some damage tests. I actually do more damage with Dagger Greatsword as opposed to Greatsword Dagger. So you can see there as my passive, Laquarius's Galeblade, base damage plus 41 for 3 seconds upon using mobility skills. And guess what? Remember, this dash is a mobility skill, and also my Shadow Strike is a mobility skill. So you can see it synergizes really, really well with everything. I'm just like boosted with crit damage, and if I get a hold of you, it's gonna not be a good time. Okay, so that's the video. I know it was a lot of info. Hopefully it makes sense and gives you guys kind of like a combo to kind of test on your own and see if maybe Greatsword Dagger or Dagger Greatsword is for you. I love it in PvP. It's punishing because it's high skill gap. You know, if you go in at the wrong time, you're gonna get CC'd and blown up in a second. But also it's very rewarding to hit someone and them not have a chance to do anything because they're just stun locked the whole time. So if you like that kind of play, high risk, high reward, try the Dagger Greatsword or the Greatsword Dagger. I'm pretty sure you guys will like it. If you guys have any questions or concerns about my build, or you want to see like maybe some PvP of me using the build more, just let me know in the comment section and I will make that video. I've got other videos coming out here this week that I think you guys are really gonna like, and I'm gonna make another video here soon that's gonna talk about all of these stats and what they are and what you need to be looking for. It's a lot of info, but trust me, I'm going to get into all of this, and we'll be talking about these stats over here as well, what they do, what you want to be looking for as well. I'm going to get into all of this, so stay tuned. Comment in the comment section any questions, like if you like the video, sub if you want to see more content. Thank you all so much. Happy New Year's. We will chat here soon. Until next time, friends. Peace.